Welcome to the Rad Dad Redemption Podcast. Here's your hosts, Drew and Dex.
And we're back.
Hey, everybody.
It's summertime, and we don't have any type of consistency.
That's okay. We don't have to over-explain. We said we're doing vacation stuff. We're just out on the coast wrecking boats, almost dying, catching no fish. Shout out Joe. I don't think Joe listens. Sometimes he listens.
I'm sure he'll love reliving that. He's like, oh, let me turn on my brother's hilarious podcast as a form of escapism.
Yes, I need to forget about the trip that was. His story is so intense and so wild.
We just talked about it for like half an hour upstairs.
Yeah. You know what? If you are listening, Joe, I'm very sorry that happened to you. It's not funny. But it's almost like to the point where when he is feeling good, I'm like, maybe he could be a redo guest and just come and tell that fucking story.
Yeah. Like relive it down the line.
Have you ever had like a near death? You ever had like a spooky thing? Or even in hindsight, you're like, that was actually fucked up.
I don't know if near death. Like there's definitely one time where I was driving I was in my first year of university out in Vancouver, and I was driving on Trans-Canada with my girlfriend at the time, and we hit like black ice. And we literally yeeted across onto the oncoming lanes, like all the way across, and hit a barrier on the other side. And I was like, and it was like it wasn't terrible. Like we kind of stopped enough when we hit the barrier, but then I was kind of like, as I was driving again with my broken down fucking piece of shit car,
Still operable?
for a bit, but it was like bleeding coolant. And so once we got like 50 kilometers down the road, we started like spiking some crazy temps. But I was like, that's crazy because, you know, like maybe let's say 300-400 yards like ahead of us was like a semi truck. So if we had been like, if I'd hit that black ice, like, I don't know, 5 seconds later, like
The revisionist, you're like, that could have been bad.
That could have been bad. I always think about like dumb shit that I've done that's like not like I think this would have resulted in like my death, but like life altering moments. So there was one time we went out to Brooks, Lake Newell at
and the smell almost killed you.
Yeah, the smell was brutal. No, it was Tommy Dreamer's parents' place.
Oh yeah.
And we were having like
I only got one invite out there.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
Going on with that?
I don't know what happened.
We were having like a half Christmas celebration. I can't remember who's. I don't want to say their names because then they're associated with my actions. But
That's fair.
they still had the strip club there called the Zoo, which every small town Alberta has a zoo. That's a strip club,
Except Okotoks.
except Okotoks.
We need to get on that.
Yeah,
Let's
open one.
We bought WizGolf's old location and we're turning
gonna
it
open a
into
strip club.
Okotoks' premier cannabis shop strip club.
Oh, that would do business.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But anyway, so we were at this strip club, and it was like in between dancers with like disabilities. Like literally, one of them was wearing like a huge knee brace. Like, you know, one like not just like a slip-on like knee brace. It was like the one that you like gotta like crank in and like
As she's dancing?
yeah, good for her, right?
Yeah. Gotta make ends meet.
And anyway, this place like sucked. It was a strip club in Brooks, and they had all their ice was in this like chest freezer, which was like accessible to anybody that was like near the back doors where people went out to smoke. And I was standing there. I opened it and I was like, "This thing's full of ice. Isn't that hilarious?" And everybody was like, "Not particularly."
They weren't with you. They're like, "No, this will be funny."
They were like, "Yeah, it's a freezer full of ice. That's where people keep that." And I was like, I grabbed a bag of ice, and I was like, "You guys, this is like, think of all the funny things we can do with this." And they're like, "We're not following." And so then I was like, "Fuck you guys!" And I whipped it against the wall, and it sounded like a gunshot went off. Like just the noise. It was like, boom, and the whole place like went dead silent. And everybody turns and looks at me, and the bouncer's like, "You guys get the fuck out of here!" And then he also pointed to like a bunch of Somalian guys that were like totally unassociated with us, and he's like, "Take your fucking friends with you."
Stop.
Yeah. And we left, and we're like out back with those guys that got thrown out because he just like randomly was like, "Also, here's an opportunity to be racist."
He's just a racist dude.
Yeah.
He's looking for any reason.
And I was like, "I'm so sorry that I got you guys kicked out. Like my shitty friends, like, yeah, obviously they have to come with me." And they're like, "It's fine. It happens all the time." Like they look for any, and I felt bad about it. But when I was leaving, I was like, I'm taking my fucking bag of ice. I went and picked up the bag of ice and took it with me. Anyway, we climbed the roof of the post office, which was right next.
Because what are you going to do with this ice?
Yeah, so we climbed the roof of the post office and we started throwing ice cubes at people that were in the smoke pit outside the strip club.
You're a terrorist.
Oh yeah. And then we went down and I know what happened. They were the boys, like I went down and then they're like, "Oh, we're staying up here," and they pulled the ladder up on me. So I couldn't get back up to hang out on the roof of the post office. So I was like, "Well, you guys are going to like have to answer to the cops." And I went to the front window of the post office, like huge bay window, and I took this bag of ice and I whipped it at the window. I was like, "I'm going to smash this fucking window." And luckily, it hit that window and bounced off. Because as I released it, I was like, "This is a federal crime."
Yeah, this is incriminating.
This is like this. If that window smashes, I've broken into a federal building where people's mail is stored and sorted. So I was like insanely drunk, obviously, when this happened. But yeah, so it bounced off the window. No damage was done, and I was like, but it was so sobering. Like in that, you know, like sometimes you do things while you're drunk.
Nope.
Okay. Let me tell you what happens when you've been drinking. You do something and then like you sober up immediately. You're like, what the fuck have I just done? And so as soon as I released that bag out of my hands, I was like, oh no.
Slow motion.
It was like, and I was like, oh, I fucked up. And I'm watching this bag fly through the air and then it just like hits the window and bounces and lands on the ground.
And then you friggin' picked up a Bible. The rest was history.
I've changed my way. I was honestly.
How was that near death? Or that was just like a life-altering...
I was saying that was like, not near death. That was like a point where like, if I had smashed that window, Dex is going to Bowdoin for several years for like breaking and entering into a federal facility with like protected mail.
The window breaks and you're like, well, I got to open some mail now.
Well, yeah. Like obviously you're going to see who's got credit cards come in and stuff. Yeah.
Huh.
No, I used to slick my hair back.
You were a real piece of shit. I'm so glad that we opened up this episode with you telling one of those stories, because the last episode we had, I was regaling the 100 of followers with stories of my exploits on the weekend, and I had a buddy phone me after and was like, "Hey, great episode." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." He's like, "You doing okay?" Just full stop. I guarantee, not a fake conversation. I was like, yeah, man, I'm ripping, I'm cool. He's like, yeah, you know, most people in that situation think they are, you know, just like, I think you maybe need to pump it. And I was like, no, I was telling a story about being funny and cool. It's fine. I'm fine. There's nothing here. So thank you for that. It's a regular occurrence.
I mean, I will say that happened when I was like 20.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's my favorite word, otherized. I was 35.
It was a month ago. That was also like the last weekend we had nice weather in this fucking town.
Oh, man. Seasonal affect disorder, is that the term?
Yeah.
It's been pretty humdrum.
I feel like I haven't played a round of golf that's been like actually nice weather. I like basically since our birthday tournament.
Things are green though.
Things are green. It's fine.
August is going to be nice.
Hopefully,
gonna have to go back to work.
It wasn't nice
soon.
today. I went golfing today and almost
still thunderstorming.
Like it was wild, dude.
Yeah.
We had hail. We had everything today.
Yeah.
I got home and I was so cold. Yeah. Why do I do that?
Because you love the game. You love the sport.
Live for the game.
I just saw your garage. It's coming together.
Slowly.
There's another near-death experience.
Your wife, like, I think she built it up in her head that, like, I had a major accident, but it was actually just a goofy thing that happened.
Well, it's like a text. You, like, misinterpret it.
Yeah.
You said it fell down on you. Your assembly.
My roof assembly fell down on me, but it's just like a mesh net.
Oh, okay.
But it
No, she painted a much more vivid picture. I was coming here to do a welfare check. You were just trapped underneath this golf sim.
Oh yeah, it's fine. My legs are broken. Just I need you. I'm like under a log. Yeah.
We laughed a bit at your expense. You did break down the finances for me. It wasn't so cheap to just have someone come do it, but we did laugh. We're like, this guy buys the sickest fucking golf sim, and he's like, I'm gonna put it together myself.
Yeah. Well, and I was doing that like literally last night. Like, it's one of those things that, yeah, it is progressing, but I've run into issues along the way where I'm like, if I knew what I was doing, this wouldn't be a problem. But I'm like learning things along the way that aren't really covered in the instructions, right? The instruction manual is very much like, here's how you set it up. But it's not like troubleshooting. Like if you run into this issue where your garage door doesn't clear the fucking overhead bar because You bought a 16-foot long bar that sags in the middle, which is the main problem I've been having. It's like I got to figure that out. Like I got to figure out how I'm gonna like fix this. And so I keep running into all these issues. And so last night after that net fell on me at about 1:30 in the morning, I was just having like a come to God moment where I was like, I'm fucking stupid. Like, why did I think I was going to? And so I literally went on their website and I was like, maybe I'll just like get them out here to like finish this. Like, I don't care. $500, whatever. And then I was looking at the package with like all the same shit that I bought, and to have it installed was like a good $7,000 more than what I paid. So I was like, oh, okay. There was a really big difference.
Yeah, no, that's a big chunk of change. And you know what? You're going to have that pride.
That's what I keep telling myself.
I keep making this, or it's going to be like, I've made this joke before, but that episode of the Simpsons where Homer's building his barbecue and he drops.
Why doesn't mine look like that?
He drops the instructions on the English side in the cement. He pulls them out and he's like, oh, he's the French side. Les grill. What the hell is les grill? That's how I'm picturing this whole build process going for you.
Oh,
yeah. I've had near-death experiences.
Oh, yeah. Please share. Sorry, I took that over, and then I didn't even tell anything remotely close to a near-death experience.
No, I had to throw that in there because we've long been accused of having like the ADD podcast. Like,
and we come about it honestly.
What were you dickheads talking about? How did this start? Yeah. Hey, I hear we got a mailbag.
Oh yeah, we did.
Play that fucking jingle, dude.
Mailbag time, motherfucker.
Shit goes fucking hard.
Dude, it's a hit.
Goes
it's a
so
hit
hard.
tune. It's a hit stock tune.
Yeah. Okay. Mailbag. This one's from my wife. We probably could have just asked her to come downstairs and read it to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When did she send this?
July 17th. So like shortly after that other episode was released.
Okay. Yeah. I'm here for it.
It says, good evening, which actually it is evening right now, but
cordial.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank you for shouting out how great I am at golf, because she was hot on the heels of the big
birdie
tournament
putt,
win. Yeah. And actually we went ADD podcast for sure right now. We went golfing last weekend, and I thought she got a hole in one. Like it was rolling right towards the hole, and it ended up
the
just
picture.
behind.
Yeah.
It was very close, like closer than I've been all year. And I was like thinking about what happens if I've never had a hole in one. What happens if my wife gets one before me? I was like, I'd probably kill myself.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. I think I'd be happy for
Right
her,
then
but
and
like
there.
I'd also be so like there'd just be a level of jealousy I wouldn't be able to get
she's
over.
the golfer now.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, she like totally stole my thunder. The
It's
only
her
thing I'm like
simulator
good at.
in the garage.
Yeah. I'd quit golf. Yeah. Moved to the mountains. Unfortunately, Dex usually just tells me to compete with myself, which is a nice way of saying you'll never be as good as me. It was my greatest pride to kick his ass and have a true cheerleader, Uncle Drew, celebrate with me. Okay, now on to my main reason for emailing. I found the conversation interesting around the bird scooters. First, I do agree Aaron is on life 7 of 9 and should probably be banned.
Yeah, he's had a near-death experience every time he's plugged in
Every
his
time he
credit
gets
card.
near one of those
Yeah.
bird scooters, yeah. I also agree with Drew's take on breathalyzers on them. What Dex failed to mention, and I did think about bringing it up during this last episode, but then I didn't, which Alicia obviously picked up on that. What Dex failed to mention during his strong stance against them was that for months, he tried to convince me they were our next business venture. He had just returned from a trip to Arizona to visit his mom 7 years ago and could not stop talking about how fun they were and how Medicine Hat needed this business. He spent hours researching cost, where to buy them, how we would install a charging station at our house. This idea consumed a vast majority of our conversations for at least 6 months. I believe his opinion was not based on safety, but rather that he did not capitalize on the drunk bird scoots home.
Dude, I remember that. I remember you calling me and be like, okay, are you sitting down? Like,
I got the hottest business
hold on to
idea.
your butts.
I fancy myself an entrepreneur of sorts.
Yes.
But I'm really not.
You have entrepreneurial spirit.
I have the spirit. I lack the follow through.
I was going to say, have you ever run like a business?
Other than when I used to have like my marketing agency, which was really just, that's a fancy way of saying I did copywriting on contract basis.
Okay, look at you.
That's all I did. But So that was very easy because I needed a laptop and my own brain.
Yep.
That's all I needed. I didn't need. So with this,
Then you got to go pick them all up. That's a
you got to
thing.
pick them up. You got to charge them. You got to put them out. You've got to find a way for people to pay, like on their phone.
Yeah, it's a
And
med
so-
hat. You got to chase guys down.
You got to chase some meth heads down or throw them in the river there.
Yep.
And so I was like, I actually had a meeting like in the middle of the night because this company was based out of Germany. So like their work day is like when we're going to bed. I had a middle of the night like Zoom meeting with these guys about like the costs and like how they can set up this program for me so that I can like people can scan a QR code on the Bird or whatever the app was going to be, pay for it. Like I was light years ahead of Bird. Okay.
This is
I was-
your idea.
Well, I stole it from Lime.
Okay.
But
yes.
nobody was doing it in Canada.
They weren't doing it in the small centers.
No.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I was having middle of the night phone calls with these guys, and I was like, I think I've got all the costs. I was like, I used to work at a bank at the time. Well, I still work at a bank, different bank I worked at the time. I was talking to like the business guys there. I was like, what do you think? Like, what's the feasibility of a business loan for this kind of business? I was like doing a full business plan for them. I was really into it. And then I was like, actually not a great idea. And I just moved on. But another one that my wife always brings up is my brother and I, when we lived together, we used to take
Oh, I've heard this. This is not a thing. First off, thank you, Alicia, for the email.
thank you.
I don't know what your. I appreciate that she wrote that down so we could talk about it. It's very kind of her. Yeah, lay this absolute whopper business idea. So I remember the scooters. You called me and I was like, ah, cool. And I also remembered this. And
Yeah.
when you told me, I was like, that's fucking stupid.
and,
That's the
and
dumbest,
there was a
that's the
moment
dumbest
where
thing
I
I've
also
ever
realized that. But so my brother and I, when we lived together, we would mix like Nestea iced tea crystals, and I don't know if you remember, but M&M meat shops used to have like these drink crystals, and they were peach flavored, or they had different flavors, but the peach ones. So we would take like half Nestea iced tea mix and half peach drink mix from M&M meat shops, and we would make peach iced tea. And it was just like, it was so good, but it was pure sugar, basically. Anyway, we were like, this is so good. Like, our other friends that smoke as much weed as we do also like to drink this. This is a huge, like, beverage opportunity. Like, we're going to be taking on the likes of Coca-Cola. And so we were so into it. And the problem is, like, my mom, God love her, but, like, she loves to, like, encourage us in, like, our dreams. Like any good
This
parent
is a
should.
peach flavored iced tea.
But so we were like, we had a name for it. We're like, this is Brother D's peach tea. Rolls off the tongue.
Holy shit.
And so then same thing, we booked a phone call with like a company that formulates flavors for beverages. And so the guy was on the phone. He's like, so tell me about your drink. And we're like, yeah, so it's Brother D's peach tea. And he's like, oh, that's
It's a great name. It's a cool name. We'll workshop
name.
it. We'll workshop
and
it.
so he's like, tell us how you've come about this. Like, how do you make it? And we're like, all right, so we take Nestea and we take peach drink crystals and we put them together. And he was like, so you take two existing drinks and you mix them? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, all right. And then there's like, he's like, well, there's a cost to like get your beverage formulated. And we're like, well, I think we like might have investors. So like lay it on me.
Mom.
Yeah, mom. We're like, lay it on me.
Oh,
How
my
much
sons
it cost?
succeed.
And he's like, yeah, it's like 10 grand. And we were like, all right, we'll take that away and think about it. And I just like hung up and looked at my brother. I was like, I don't think Brother D's peach tea's happening, man.
I think this is a stupid idea.
This is fucking dumb.
That's every kid ever mixes two drinks.
Shut the fuck up. This one was good. This one was good.
And
It was
thinks-
better than all the other
thinks
ones.
It's a fucking thing. That's so insane
I'm not
that you
smart.
fucking rolled with that one.
I'm not a smart man.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're doing okay otherwise. I'm sorry your dreams didn't work out for you.
I might bring back Brother D's peach tea. I'm shocked after I won all that money that I didn't call up that beverage formulation company. I'm like,
Could you imagine? That's the
spin it up.
conversation. Like, step one, babe, I won all this money. Oh my God, that's so sick. You're so strong and good stuff. And you're like, thanks, babe. Like, what are we going to do with this money? Don't worry about it. I've already bought.
I'm gonna
I've
turn.
already bought
I'm gonna turn.
150 kilos of M&M peach drink powder, baby.
I'm gonna turn this money. I'm gonna triple it in no time. You're gonna blink. We're gonna have billions. Yeah.
You just have like a lemonade stand outside your fucking house, dude. Oh,
And like the packaging, like what? There was so much to consider, and we were just like, we got a great name. and a tasty drink that's actually already a drink. It's already drinks. And it's not like peach tea was also like a novel invention either. Like peach iced tea is a thing. You can go buy iced tea with peach.
Stop selling me this idea. No, it's not, I know what you're doing.
I'm saying
you're
it's-
working it up again.
No,
You're
I'm
like,
saying it was so dumb because it's like already a thing. Like
no,
we
you
were
were
like
about to be like, but this was different. This was in the powder form.
Well, it was very sugary. It was like it wasn't like yeah, I think I'm gonna get that going again.
That's we've had a couple big ones. American Real Truth, like fake media. We invented that.
we were doing fake news before fake news.
We were doing
yeah.
fake news. You invented the selfie.
I did invent the selfie.
That was another huge one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've had a few ideas where, not quite Brother D's,
So not good ideas.
not good ideas,
okay.
but like things that I wanted to do, and then after the fact they existed, and I was like, oh, I fucking thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Snapchat, okay? Not the concept of Snapchat. It was already a thing. But when I used to work at Source for Sports, we played this game. All the dudes on staff played this game where you would take a video of someone without them knowing, voyeurism,
Okay.
but then you would it always had to be in black and white, and you would draw on a target and do like you shot them. And so it was like a IRL, like fucking Call of Duty game. And then you would send it to the person and that would give you a point. So throughout your 6-hour shift when you're supposed to be working and sharpening skates, it was just about hiding in the rafters and filming guys and getting kills and whoever get the most kills. And I was like, this is a real game. People could this is,
I think there's something to that.
yeah, this is cell phone laser
Let's
tag.
get that going again.
Dude, I was like, this could be huge. I'm just taking this one package of crystals, dumping half of it out and putting in this other package. Yeah.
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 Now I'm just racking my brain. There's had to be, or sometimes you think you thought of something and then it exists and you're like, did I think of that? Or
This is also stupid. But when I first heard Hey Ya by Outkast,
I wrote that song.
I heard this song and I was like, this song is so old, and it was just on radio, it was Billboard Hot 100, and I was like, this song's so old, and people were like, no, this song brand. What are you talking about? This song's brand new, and I was like, no, I've heard this one a million times before
in my dreams.
and I convinced myself that I had heard it in my dreams many, many years ago, and that my brain came up with Hey Ya by Outkast
Premonition.
before they wrote it.
Oh man.
Andre 3000 stole my dreams.
Okay, a real one. Our dude Ross, who I just went to Dallas with, when we were, I think, 17, he had an idea that there was all these farmers with huge amounts of land that had I guess negative carbon tax credit. They weren't using the allocation, and that he was going to figure out a way to broker that and have people sell their carbon tax credit to big corporations. And he set up a website for it, same as you called the drink mix guy and was like, is this feasible? And then he worked on it for a while, and then it was just it was so big, it was so grandiose. He's like, I'm moving on to
I can't
other
pull
things.
this off
I
on
can't
my
pull
own.
this off. And then it became a real thing.
Yep.
A couple years later.
Companies trade carbon tax credits all the time.
But that was circa 2007, sitting in his fucking basement. He's got flat ironed hair and women's jeans on. And he's like, do you think this is a cool idea? And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm probably just going to mow lawns. we had a different entrepreneurial
And
spirit.
now huge cut. I know my employer is involved in that.
Yeah, I swear to God, 2007, he's like, this is going to be big.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So he actually had a good idea way ahead of the curve, just without maybe the ability to execute.
Yeah, I think it was called Big D's Carbon Capture or something. I can't remember what he called it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a great, see,
Yeah. The Snapchat game, though.
that's the best of anything I've
That's
heard
cooking.
around this table right now.
Man, there's so many other ones. I've invented a few things. I'm drawing a blank right now. It'll come to me. It'll be a big ADD moment later in the episode. Be like, oh yeah, I invented the electric car.
I remember back when I was broke in Medicine Hat, I was like, I'm gonna buy like a whole bunch of phone cases from China, and I'm gonna just sell them.
Alibaba.
Yeah, and so that's what I did. I got like wholesale phone cases for like 50 cents a piece and was selling them for like $10. Problem is, like, when you're just trying to sell on like Facebook Marketplace, your like market is really limited to people who's like, you have to have that style of phone. So I bought the most popular ones at the time, but it was like at the end of the day, I think I broke even by selling enough cases, but I literally had like 20 or 30 phone cases still left in like my office. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is just more microplastics for the landfill. I just threw them out. But that was like, if I was smarter, I would have like created a store on Amazon and sold them on Amazon instead of just like trying to like manage that entire thing myself and like delivering phone cases around Medicine Hat.
It's always the logistics.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work with a dude at Boston Pizza bartending, and he had this idea. He's like, you know what guys can't get? And I'm like, oh, lay it on me. And this is around July. He's like, you can't get a cheap, affordable cowboy hat. And I was like, well, I think you can. Like, a case of beer. Like, you get a Kokanee hat.
Get a Corona hat.
You go to fucking Lamley's. You go to the Stampede. They're on like every corner. Like, I don't think there's like a issue with access to hats. And he was like, no. I'm just talking about like you're going to Stampede. You're with some friends. Hey, what does everybody want? They want a hat. And like, where do you go get a cheap hat? There's a whole market just sitting there, and no one's exploiting it. I was like, I don't know about all that. And my brother was actually kind of like, sounds interesting. And I'm almost positive, I stand to be corrected. I wish we had a phone in. This guy sourced like thousands of hats. And he lived in an apartment, and he just bought these like boxes and boxes and boxes of hats. And that was, he was gonna corner the market on inexpensive cowboy hats for people to just go and party and like, look at me, I'm a cowboy.
Don't care if you lose it. Don't care if it gets dirty.
Yeah. Just a nice affordable hat that looks good, but had like no action plan. Like, forgot like the business side of things.
Yeah, he had the
vision,
the inventory.
Yeah, so it like ended up being like him and a couple other dudes that like hang out at C train stations with like boxes of hats, and like lo and behold, they sold like 100 hats, and this guy just lived as a squatter, I assume, for a number of years. I think he did find someone to purchase the hats at some point, but it was definitely one of those things.
Took a huge loss on
it was
the
a Big
hats.
Brother D's. He was like, that was stupid, man. This is like a pretty big cowboy center. You can get hats everywhere.
There's lots of and here's the other thing is, a lot of people that want a cowboy hat, they almost look at it as like an investment. They're like, well, I want a nice hat, right? Like, I don't want the cheapest possible hat.
That's an idea. Quality hats.
Yeah, there's people that are doing that. Let me tell you that for free. There's like you can get the Smith built hats in Calgary.
Okay, yeah. No,
I was thinking of getting one of them, and my mom actually like discouraged me.
Why?
Well, she was just like, you're gonna spend like a ton of money on a cowboy hat that you'll wear like once or twice a year, and I was like, well, that's the idea.
Yeah, and then
but then she was like, well, you're just like, no, why would you spend so much money on a hat?
You always see the dudes gussied up with the nice hats, and they're almost always the fake cowboy type. Like,
Everybody in Calgary is a fake cowboy, though.
But that's what I mean. You see the real ones, and they're in like a ball cap, and they have
Yeah.
like an actual buckle, and they're like, they're there because they brought some stock for the actual rodeo.
Did I tell you about Stampede? Oh, fuck, ADD podcast for sure.
Did I tell you about Dallas?
No, we got a few things to catch up on.
Okay, you tell me about.
Okay, so I went to Stampede with my mom.
I hate Stampede.
It's
ingrained in your upbringing. Your mom's a very important person, and I remember even going with you as a kid to events that your mom was invited, and they were crazy then.
Yeah.
So like, I've had that experience with you.
Yeah, and I will agree that like a lot of Stampede, I mean, it's always been a money pit, but like even more now, it just feels like every aspect.
$48 brisket sandwich.
Yeah, every aspect of that feels like it's just meant to drain money out of your pocket. But I went to the rodeo with my mom and my stepdad, and we were like, we went, and then my mom had this nice dinner afterwards, and it was like pretty high up people with like various, ag companies in Canada, right? Like a lot of VPs, a lot of presidents. Fucking our MLA was speaking there. Yeah,
RJ,
RJ, that's his fucking name.
he's our boy.
Yeah. He was speaking there. and the federal agriculture minister is speaking there. Anyway, my mom's like, "Well, somebody's not coming. I know he's not coming. We'll get you his ticket." I was like, "Oh, cool, like free dinner." But I was dressed like I was wearing like just Nikes and a white T-shirt and overalls. Like
I know the overalls.
Yeah,
you're rocking the overall fit.
Yeah,
That's
I
dope.
was rocking overalls, and I looked like an asshole.
Yeah,
and you go to this.
you look like a real cowboy.
Yeah. No, I looked like I was moonshining, and you go to this event, and again, it's like pretty fancy, and so people there are dressed Western, but it's like they're maybe wearing jeans, really nice boots, nice hat, and like a blazer or something like that, right? Like that was the guys. The ladies had nice dresses and stuff like that, and then there's fucking me walking around, looking like I just crawled out of a swamp. And I helped myself to 3 helpings of prime rib. I just kept going back. And they're like, "Who's this guy?" And I was just like, "Yeah, my mom brought me." I'm 35 and dressed like a fucking asshole. And like the whole time, I as the night went on, at first I was like,
Did her eyes just bug out when she saw you walk in overalls?
We went to the Stampede together. And so when I came downstairs from my room, she's like, "That's what you're wearing?"
Who even owns adult-sized overalls? I didn't even know they made those.
Me, I own them.
Like if you're not a painter.
And I thought it was funny all day. And even when we got there, I thought, this is pretty funny. I'm like so underdressed for this event. And then as the night went on and like I'm getting introduced to like a bunch of my mom's friends and
you're like
colleagues and stuff,
like this was stupid.
I was like, "Oh fuck, I feel like a real idiot."
Yeah.
So that was my Stampede experience. And then I got laser eye surgery like literally the next day. But that day I obviously didn't have properly working eyes. And so but I didn't bring glasses. I only brought sunglasses, prescription sunglasses. And so whenever like something was far away, if they're showing a video or there's a speaker on stage, in this dark room, I had to put on my sunglasses. So I also looked like a giant asshole because I was wearing sunglasses with my overalls. And it felt like maybe I looked like I was making like a mockery of the whole Stampede culture, which I kind of was when I originally got dressed.
That's good. That's a good like afterthought. You're like, I'm doing this to be ironic.
Yeah. I'm trying to justify it in my head though.
I love the laser eye surgery photos. I was definitely fat shaming you. I had no material. I was. It's quite a look after you get the procedure.
It is. Yeah. I don't recognize myself sometimes.
Has your life changed?
It is crazy.
You just been spotting sick business ideas like crazy, just picking them
Bang,
out.
bang.
2020.
Okay, so there was a moment I went golfing that Sunday, and I was like 2 under after 3 holes, and I was like, I think laser eye surgery made me like an incredible golfer. And then I proceeded to like shit the bed the rest of the round. And I was like, okay, that's not. I had 3 good holes.
Like rookie of the year, where the kid he busts his arm and he can just throw like 101 miles an hour.
Yeah, I thought this was like life changing.
That's what was holding me back, was my vision the whole time.
I'm going pro now, and yeah, it turned out I had like 3 like uncharacteristically good holes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but no, I love it. It's good.
I recently went fishing with a man who wore adult-sized overalls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you went down to Dallas.
Yeah, so Ross flew me down to Dallas as a belated best man gift, which was pretty wild. And he had said, he's like, we're going to go fishing, and I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to book this shit. And, here are some of the options. And one of the things he brought up is like, do you want to go catfishing? And I was like, oh, yeah, catfish. That sounds cool as hell. Like, I've never caught it.
Fry me up some catfish.
Honestly. And you don't, there's something that you don't catch here. I was like, that would be exciting. Let's go. And then the next time we were talking, he's like, we're going to go noodling. And I was, I'm familiar. So that's where you play them by hand, or so I thought. I was like, yeah, sign me up. Let's go. Let's go have this wild adventure. So he set it up, and we ended up going with a gentleman named Skipper Bivens. And Skipper Bivens is the 5-time world champion grabbler, because they call it grabbling in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
And he also had a show on Animal Planet called Hillbilly Hand Fishing.
Nice.
So he's the fucking
He's the
dude.
guy.
Yeah. So yeah, we were in Dallas, and we drove across the border to Oklahoma. Also, interestingly enough, like you think of Texas, you think of Dallas as being this like crazy American monolith of freedom, or at least I do. Like this red stronghold where I can just like open carry and fucking spit chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
Like no casinos, not allowed.
Yeah, so here's the thing about those red states, and I'll let you get back to your story. But those red states, they love to talk about freedom, but it's like a very specific set of freedom. It's like, yeah, you can have your guns, and you can call people the N-word all you want.
They love that. They love that down there.
You can do those two things quite freely. But
it's very Brooks-esque.
Yeah, but when it gets to things like fun stuff. Like, did you see the big news conference they had in Texas about like the scourge of cannabis?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. You got across the border into Oklahoma, and like within feet, there was the world's, stand to be corrected, the world's largest casino.
Yep.
Right on the border, which we stayed at. Lost a lot of money, and then cannabis stores everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was because in Texas they're like, nah.
Yeah,
none of that.
They're like, you can't be having edibles because you're gonna go psychotic.
Yeah.
Like it was literally like back to the like cannabis panic of 1920s. Like
yeah, so Texas is
reefer
cool,
madness. That's what it was. Anyway,
the
so
policies.
they have a very loose idea of freedom.
Yeah,
I honestly think, oh man, people are gonna rip on me for this one. In many ways, in Canada, we have a lot more freedom than those red states.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's true.
Fucking hit the bell.
It's true.
We're getting emails. So we drive across to Oklahoma. We meet this dude at a gas station. We meet Skipper. And he's just driving a pickup truck. He's with his wife, Joanne. She's lovely. And his son, Christian. And we're just kind of like, we're in a rented Hyundai Santa Fe, something like that. And he's like, hey, like, you boys ready to go fishing? Much like Joe's story, which is all cloak and dagger. We're not going to share his story, but I just like trusted this man.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
I'm coming along.
yeah, there's no safety meeting. He's not like, here's the PFDs, here's what you need to look for. He's just like, follow me. So he gets in his truck, peels out. Ross and I are following him, and we like immediately come off the main road onto a dirt road, and then we come off the dirt road into just like pasture, and then we're just like driving in the brush. And we're like going through rutted out shit. The rental car is like not quite making
Driving it like it's rented.
Oh yeah, like a couple spots were like, I don't think we can get through this. Like literally like 2-foot water, and we're just hucking this thing. And we finally get to this kind of wooded in area, and we hop out. He's getting out, stretching in his man-size overalls that he bought from the Big D Ranch collection. And my dude Ross, he's so prepared. Like you should have seen his itinerary. He's so like he's got everything covered. So
there's a reason why Ross is like way more successful than we are.
Oh yeah, he's very diligent. Yeah. And so we get out of the vehicle, and Ross has purchased like rubber gloves. He's bought water shoes. Like he's prepared. He's done some research on what to expect. And so he's got the hatch open to the Hyundai, and he's like, Skipper, what, like, would you recommend these gloves? Are these okay? And I full stop. This guy goes like in his Oklahoma accent, which I can't do. He's like, gloves are for pussies. And I was like, yo, oh, I like this guy. And he's like, okay, like, water shoes. No, sock feet. Maybe put on 2 pair of socks. So we're like, okay, fuck yeah. Like we put on 2 pair of socks, no gloves, and we just start walking through the brush. We're stepping on brambles. We're stepping on thorns. In Oklahoma, especially in the southeast there's like big vines. You're getting caught up. It's kind of like harrowing, like navigating this terrain. And we haven't talked about anything. We've said like less than 10 words to this fucking guy. And as we're walking, like as an afterthought, he says to us, he's like, oh yeah, be mindful of the cottonmouth. And we're like, what's that? What's a cottonmouth? And he's like, oh, it's the most poisonous snake in the continental United States, and they're everywhere. So everyone be looking out for your steps. And we're like, is he fucking yanking us right now? Is he joking with us? So then we're like, every step, we're searching for this snake. Don't know if this guy's serious or if this is a bit. And then no snake bites. Get to this like creek, and it's chocolate milk. You have no idea how deep it is. It's just like this small little cutout. And he's like, y'all wait up there for a minute. And he just gets in the water and starts going around, feeling things, touching the sides. And we're like, this is fucking crazy. After a while, he says, okay, come on in. So we go down this clay bank, and like Ross, who's 100 pounds lighter than me, was like nimbly navigating the clay. And then
you just like barreled
oh,
down.
dude. I was like, I'm the only guy to die before the excursion because I'm just like sinking to my gullet. I'm like, I'm fucking toast. I got a lot of weight. And you get in the water and it's moving water and it's deep. We're swimming and we're fully clothed. And I was like, okay, like this is already a bit more intense, like with the snakes, the drive. Now I'm in this like fucking moving water that I have to swim through, which is not my thing. And we just start like going through this creek. We're running into deadfall. We're smashing our legs on shit. His son Christian gets caught in a set line and like pulls out like a fucking just a twig with a line to a hook that someone had like set underneath a brick, hoping to catch a catfish. In the water, there's alligator gar, there's snapping turtles. Like it's getting pretty real pretty quick. And all of a sudden we pull up to this hole, you know, if you could see my air quotes through the fucking microphone, but he's found a spot where he thinks there's a fish. And so he's like, hey, you know, why don't you come over here? And I look at Ross and I was like, you go. And he's like, no, this is your trip. This is your fishing trip, you know, which is very nice of him, especially at this point. We don't know what to expect. So he was like, no, we're down here. You like fishing. Just go. So I go over, stand next to Skipper. Water's a little, like it's shallow enough that I can stand next to him. And he starts saying, there's a fish in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your foot in this hole. You're going to get your feet in there and you're going to feel around for him. So I'm like, okay. And we're doing it live. This is like, he's blocking the hole. So the fish can't get out. And he's like, get your feet in there, a little hurried. So I put 2 feet in and he's like, not far enough. You got to keep going. So I fucking go into this hole, this man-sized hole, up to my ears. I have like water in my mouth, water up to my ears, and I've fully inserted my body now into this hole. And he's kind of behind me, kind of like a rough man spooning. It was kind of, I felt like I was in good hands. He did a couple times. He did like the old grandpa, like leg squeeze, like, oh, look out. And I was like, oh jeez, so manly. And so I got my whole body in this fucking hole. But then I'm kind of sinking into the water. So I put my hands up on the bank to steady myself. And he grabs my hands and puts them down in the water. He's like, don't do that. And I was like, why not, Skipper Bivens? And he points up and he's like, this is where cottonmouths live. And we had seen, after getting in the water, this fucking like fabled snake. We didn't know if he was fucking with us. Oh no, they're everywhere. They're on the banks. And if you put your hands up and smack them, he's like, they're mean, they'll bite you, it's not good. And we're really out here. So there's like,
You're dying.
You're not going to a hospital. So get your hands off the bank. And I was like, holy shit, okay. As I'm like processing this information, I feel this thing. Like I feel the back of this fish. And Ross will tell you, because he was out behind, you could hear it slapping its tail against the clay in the hole. So I'm saying to Skipper, hey, I think I feel the fish. And he's like, yeah, get your left foot out there. You should be able to tell he's there. So I'm kind of like, you know, extending my left foot. And I'm making it a really long story, but it deserves this. I have no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah.
We have zero expectation for this trip. So I'm reaching my left foot out and I feel what feels like the back of a fish. And as I'm about to vocalize to Skip, I think I feel him, the fish turns and it swallows my leg up to the knee. Like, and I cannot undersell it. It was fucking terrifying. Like, this fish is huge. It's big enough. It's big enough that
it took a foot and a half of leg.
Yeah, it's my entire leg is in its mouth. And when it hits you, it's not like a fun little, like, I don't know what I expected. A
goldfish or a guppy.
Yeah,
like,
you see dudes catching bass, which we don't have a lot of, or none of in Alberta, and they're always mouthing them because they don't have, you know, teeth, or they don't have teeth that can hurt you really. So I guess that's what I've expected. You know, fish would be big, you'd be playing them kind of silly, but it's like this harmless fish. Not the case. These things are a fucking truck. And when it hits you, it clamps your shit. And I could tell immediately that it had done some damage. Like, it wasn't like just like a chill little cutesy thing.
Yeah.
So he says to me, can you feel him? You know, like, is he down there? And I'm like, yeah, he's fucking down there. Do you think you can get him? And I was like, he's got me. You know, like, and I'm thinking this is like a situation. So I'm kind of like, no, he's got me. Like, he's fucking got me. And he's like, good. Got him right where we want him. So I was like, oh, fuck, what's step 2? Step 2, I had to take my right foot, slide it down like my thigh, and force my other foot into this fish's mouth. So now I've got 2 feet in this fucking fish's mouth. And then he says, jack your feet. So I'm just pulling my feet apart as hard as I can. And then he hauls me out by the armpits, dives underwater, puts a stringer around the fish's gills, comes up with a rope, and then wraps it around my hand. And he's like, get ready for the ride of your life. And then just lets this thing go. And it's a 60-pound flathead catfish. And when it comes out, it's a fucking shark. And it's like on top of the water. It's ripping around. It was the most exhilarating, terrifying, and also rewarding fish I've ever caught. Because we finally got it. And you get this thing, and it's fucking massive.
Yeah.
And like
I saw the pictures of it.
Oh, dude, and you're picking it up out of the water. We're getting photos. We're so elated, like, especially after all that. It was really rewarding. But we get out of the water, and like, I'm bleeding, like a lot. And so they don't have teeth necessarily, but they've got these like, it almost looks like a SOS pad or a Brill pad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On the tops and the bottoms of the jaw. And like one way it's smooth to the touch, but the other way it's just like thousands and thousands of like hypodermic needles. So like it was like coming up on 3 weeks ago. You can still see like on my hands and shit. Like these are all catfish bites.
Yeah.
Because that was just the first fish of the day. And it was the least intense because after that we moved into open water, and what you had to do was he would find a hole, put his foot in it, and you would dive underwater, follow his foot down, put your hand in the hole, and try and coax this fish that's laying eggs in a den to come and bite you, and then try and grab it. But you've just taken a breath, and so you're kind of floating. You got a lot of air in your fucking lungs. So what Skip do? He stands on your back. So you go underwater, hand in a hole, waiting to get viciously bit by like what could be a 5-pound blue, or he was telling me that he had guys catch 111-pound blue cats. And you're just like, I hope this thing bites me so I can grab it and wrestle it. And it was fucking surreal. It was absolutely surreal.
That's insane.
He said he had guys break their toes, break their fingers. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 110-pound fish.
Dude. So it turned out he was a straight shooter. He wasn't fucking with us at all. He was just telling us like, yeah, this is where you are.
He's very like matter of fact.
This is the things that can happen. And then we did it for a while, 2:00. And we kind of lost, I wouldn't say we lost our fervor, but we very much hit the point where like, we get it. Like we've caught this big fish. We've been in Oklahoma. I think we're good. Like it's time for us to go drink beers. And like at that moment, his son was like, oh, so-and-so called. Their transmission blew. And he's just like, all right, see you fellas. And he got in his fucking truck and just left. Like, and Ross and I are just in the middle of a field in Oklahoma, covered in fucking mud and fish bites. And we had like a 20-minute silent beer. And then we're like, that was fucking crazy. Like, how's that for a business idea? Forget like bird scooters or like delicious peach tea crystals mixed with iced tea crystals.
Taking Canadians out for fucking their first hand fishing tour.
Yeah, I asked him, I was like, you get a lot of repeat customers? He's like, not many repeats. But he's like, but we're busy. Yeah, fucking check out Skipper Bivens. Check out Hillbilly Hand Fishing. Yeah, it was fucking nuts. And then we just balled out in Dallas. Went back to the land of no casinos. Ate some ritzy fucking steak. Went to a rodeo and. Okay, we just shit on the Calgary Stampede, but like the rodeo down there, it was very much a tourist trap. Like wasn't like a real rodeo at all.
Well, and also the rodeo that you guys went to, I mean, all the best rodeo athletes in the world were in Calgary at the time.
Yeah, so like that's right away we're like watching it. It's hype. It's a very cool stockyard. Like you're in the heart of fucking Dallas, and then like they're doing saddle bronc, and one dude made 8 seconds. I felt like a real cowboy.
You're like, I could do that.
Well, no, just like being in proximity to Calgary and seeing so many rodeos growing up.
Oh,
like
yeah.
even like the Okotoks Pro, the fucking the Keeley Memorial down in
Strathmore has a
Staley.
classic one.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I've seen this like a million times. Like these guys fucking suck. The other thing that would happen is they'd open the chute or open the gate, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm not a real cowboy. And they had like bad stock, so these animals just like wouldn't move.
The calf is just standing there.
Yeah. That happened a couple of times of the fucking bull, and they had this like big laser light show, smoke, and they're like, "Oh no, this is like mean gringo. He's our meanest bull." And they fucking open the doors and they'd be like,
It's just like grazing.
yeah. So that was less cool. And then on the last day we played TPC Las Colinas. Got to play a fucking
Was that like just incredible? Like the most incredible course you played, or
yeah, by a mile. I mean, just everything is leveled up. Everything was elite. You know, like the maintenance, everything was just so beautiful. Every hole seems to be like what we'd call a signature hole here. You know, you go play Golden and you're like, oh, you're going to love number 5. You get the scenic mountain view. There's a bit of a water feature. And it's like, that's the hole they're putting on their website. Every hole had that. Every hole had like a cascading fountain. Every hole had like the most well-kept and insane bunkers you've ever seen. Up a par 5, just leveled all the way to the fastest green you've ever putted on. Like, I just got crushed by that course. Like, it just wasn't even close. But then you come around the corner and you get to the next tee box, and there's an employee there with and this is, I can't make this up, a keg of beer, pre-made sandwiches, mango-scented towels, and is like, y'all lost a couple golf balls? Like, you know, here's a couple more Titleist for you. Like, everything is checked. And then the last course, the last hole in the course, 18, you come back into kind of like the residential area, and you're hitting onto this big dogleg par 5, and it's got like scaffolded ponds with waterfalls in between. Like it was a joy and a pleasure to hit the water on that hole.
like I'd like to be a little closer to inspect this feature over here.
Yeah. So I got absolutely rinsed on that course, but
That sounds a little nicer than playing Heather Glen today, but
hey, it was all my dude Ross. You know, I kept being like, "You want another Modelo?" Like, that's on me, homie. Can I send you some money? Like, and like knowing the whole time, like, I hope he doesn't ask for money. Like,
it would financially ruin me if he asked for
cripple
money.
me, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, we stayed at the Ritz Carlton.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stuff.
I saw you
can't
guys
even
eating.
imagine.
Like, it was funny following your story because I was like vicariously like enjoying this trip with you. So when you're posting stories on Instagram and shit, and it was funny because like one was like you guys at this rodeo, like, you know, doing the Texas experience. you know? And then like next one is like you and Ross having like this super nice dinner overlooking downtown Dallas, and Ross has like this nice like cream linen shirt. I was like, oh, they're doing both sides of like Dallas. They're doing like the nitty gritty and the like. This is the Dallas that most people can't experience.
I'm in my 2XL shirt that I just bought from Winners with a pocket. I didn't realize nice shirts didn't have pockets. Like, that's how stupid I am. I was like, I gotta go buy some nice clothes. Yeah, there's a dress code. Actually, at that restaurant, I was like, we're eating some fucking lobster bisque or something, and I went to get the napkin. It was like rolled up. They still do that at fancy restaurants. They still wrap your cutlery in fucking napkins.
Well, I got a roll of cutlery at Boston Pizza this weekend.
There you
so,
go. Yeah, same idea. So they're still doing that. They're still doing that at all these other places. But as I unfolded the napkin, my cutlery like fell off the table. It didn't even land on the floor. It landed on like a windowsill. And I was like, oh, okay, pick it up. And this fucking girl runs over and she's like, oh, sir, we'll get you a new set of cutlery. And I was like, I didn't drop it in shit.
it's fine.
It's fine. It's fucking, I'll use this. And Ross was like mortified. He's like embarrassed of me. He's like, Drew, they're not asking. Like, they're not going to
You're getting new cutlery.
You're getting new cutlery. They're not going to let a human just like eat with floor cutlery or windowsill cutlery. And I was like, I'm like, seriously, I'll eat with my hands. And I was like, I shouldn't be here. You know, like that was my feeling the whole time. I was like, this is.
What kind of sauces do you have with your nuggets?
Oh, yeah, man. There was a lot of that, a lot of culture shock. Went to a Michelin star restaurant, barbecue. They had fucking
Man, Michelin star barbecue would blow my dick off.
Dude, the smoked bologna. Yeah, I know it sounds insane, but they like roast the whole fucking coil and then just slab it on your plate. Fucking just a little garlic butter in your face. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. Very cool trip. Yeah, and then came back here and fucking.
Did you buy any Mega merch?
I did not buy any Mega merch, but I went to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
You
Which
know.
is like you got to do that if you're in that part of the U.S.
Yeah, and we got some cool stuff. Honestly, I will say this: I was a little concerned about going down. Right, I have like a lengthy. We said this before, like a lengthy negative online history, and like I've heard stories, I've read stories, but
There's like the Norwegian guy that got turned away for having JD Vance memes on his phone.
yeah, and like that is my phone. My phone is memes. Like I've like I have like doctored pictures of Trump like for our Instagram. Like I was like, this is dangerous. I was actually trying to buy a new phone before I went down, and then I just entrepreneurial spirit didn't get organized enough to do that, and just fucking went down anyway. And I was like, I hope they don't check my phone. It was nothing.
Yeah.
They didn't bat an eye. Everyone was super
those people
kind.
that have got I find when you get down there, people are quite kind, and I don't hold the behaviors of their leadership against every person in that country. I think the people that kind of get caught up, there's always like some extra thing. Like it's big in the news right now. Like the Canadian girl that got like detained for 5 days and then deported.
Yeah, you read those horror stories, right?
Well, but like then it's also like, well, she was a student there and her visa expired, and I was like, oh, so like there was a reason why they did that. Like you can disagree with their policies for detaining
and how
young
it
students
worked
and
out.
how they did that.
Yeah,
but it's like, oh, well, there was like extraneous factors there that led to that situation happening. And if your visa expires, you probably shouldn't stay in a country that's currently like not very friendly to immigrants. But so I felt that when I was going to Vegas, I was like, man, I hope I don't get like fucking my butthole searched or something.
I hope nobody searches my butthole.
Oh, like I hope
don't. Are you sure you didn't find anything?
I hope that cute guy over there
Take
doesn't
a
have
look
to do
again.
a strip search. Yeah.
We ran into a dude in the. We went to the spa, which you and I are about to do like in 2 days.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I needed a spa in my life.
We're going.
Dude, cold plungies? Oh, fucking.
I'm staying in the cold plungy all day.
Dude, I had no idea. Like if my penis wasn't fully an innie at that point, like, you know, as cold plunge would do, like I would have been fully erect because it was just so fucking wonderful. We like fits, cold plunge, hot tub, cold plunge, sauna, cold plunge, cucumber water. Fuck yeah, 19 zins, all 20 mils. Like, it was elite self-care.
Yeah.
But in the sauna, we were like kicking it with a dude, telling him about our catfishing adventure, and I was like all freshly beat up. So he was like, "Y'all came down here for that?" You know. I found out after it's like illegal in 14 states. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, it's like not a common thing. People die every year. Actually, quick aside, the reason the skipper so eloquently told us not to wear gloves and not to wear shoes is like that's one of the main causes of people drowning is they'll be like in a hole and go to come out and they'll get caught up on a branch. They'll get caught up on some deadfall. So like, even though he was like hilarious in the way he presented it to us, that was his safety was like, one, don't be a pussy, but two, this is a very dangerous thing. So we were telling this dude about it and he's asking us where we're from. And Ross is like, I'm an expat. I'm living in Ireland. And I was like, I'm from Alberta. And this guy, like right away, was like, oh, okay, good. Yeah. Good conservative boy. And I fucking folded. I was like,
You're like, yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like, yeah.
We're going to be a part of your country soon enough.
Oh, dude, to the point I was like, yeah, we're a true and through blue. And I was like, but not blue like down here. Like blue is red up there. So we're red. Really red. All. And I was just like talking out of my ass. And he was just like, he was like pondering. He's like,
He sorted you out pretty quick.
He's like, oh boy. Okay. No, yeah. No, I fooled him. But I was like, because like we were always such like Danielle Smith fucking sucks and like Alberta sucks, and fucking conservatives suck. Down there, I was like, oh dude, I bleed blue. You know, I was like, Texas is great and it reminds me a lot of my home. I bet you I said that to 2 or 3 people.
Probably you're like, yeah, this feels like Alberta.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, pretty whirlwind trip and. No fucking what were we talking about earlier? Near death experiences. Like it was all good, you know.
Oh, you wrestled a big old catfish.
Wrestled a big old cat. I did get stuck in the airport for like a day.
When that happens to me, like I get so high strung that it's a near death experience for anybody that works at the airline.
I was saved for a couple of reasons. Because I feel the same way. I empathize. It's the worst. There's especially, we got to get back to our roots here. This is like the OG Girl Dad podcast. And I've always struggled being away. Like I'm always excited to go away. And I'm like,
once you're away from your kids for a few days, it's like, oh, like I really, really miss my kids.
Yeah, I miss my kids. I miss my wife. And like I get it hard. I get the blues like hard. It's usually, for me, it's like a 3-day thing. 1, 2, 3 days I'm good, and then on the 4th day I'm like, I just need to be at my house.
Yeah.
It's like I have such a compulsion, like almost like anxiety, like shrimping out over it. So I'm already in that state. The trip is over. It's been a wonderful trip. I'm relaxed. I'm not good with navigating anything, like even like Google Maps. So to like, get to the airport, Dallas Fort Worth is this massive airport. You have to train between terminals, and I have to navigate it myself. So I'm already a little anxious, find my gate. I'm there super early, and then they just fucking butt fuck you. Like they knew that plane was never taking off, and they just fucking lie to you, and they exclusively hire sassy black ladies at American Airlines to just fucking put you in your place if you have a reasonable question. And they all hate their jobs. It's crazy. And so I'm like, I'm feeling pretty anxious already. It's very apparent that I'm not getting on this plane. I'm not coming home. Like I said, I benefited from just having a really good trip. So there was a part of me that was like, oh, I can manage this. This is just like a bump in the road. And then the other thing that was to my benefit is there was the anti-me also, like in the fucking gate, losing his mind. And he was such a fucking overall wearing piece of shit. And like just like screaming at people and getting so mad and then just getting fucking told off by the American Airlines.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I saw his life. People were like so fucking upset, so fucking mad. This is the maddest they've ever been. Like it was white rage. I experienced white rage from the other side, and I was like, oh, we are the worst. Like, this fucking mom and kid were like, it's 2 a.m. We're just trying to figure out if we're getting a plane, what's happening. And this kid, his hockey equipment had already been checked in. And that was like, it was the worst thing that's ever happened to them. So they're like, we're flying with Delta. We're fucking out of here. Give us our money back and we're gone. And they're like, all right, sure. Like, we'll do that. That's reasonable. And like, yeah, give me my bag. And they're like, well, no. Like, did you see the airport you pulled up to? Like, your bag has just entered the largest luggage sorting facility in the fucking Midwest or whatever, the fucking the South. And they're like, your bag is never getting back to you. Like, your bag is in a facility and it's going to be sorted and it's going to be sent to your destination. And they're like, nope, unacceptable. And then they have to call the fucking like the manager over to really fucking get them put in their place. Like, and then, but they just kept saying that. They're like, it's $2,000 of hockey equipment. Do you guys even know what hockey is? Like, that was what they're fucking dying on. That was their hill. They're so mad. And they brought over the Supreme. They brought over the big queen, and she was like, oh yeah, she's like, you might be able to talk to them like that. Y'all not gonna talk to me like that. And I was just like, oh, give me popcorn. Like, so when I got up there, I was like, just fucking give me my $12 Pizza Hut voucher. I'll just go fuck myself. I'll just go watch reels.
Yeah, like I'm just
12
gonna
hours
for a bit.
And I did. And I got on a plane and it fucking escaped.
That's one of the but airlines, they notoriously just have the worst customer service.
It's crazy.
And then but like what the fuck else are you gonna like? That's the attitude that they have. And it's true. It's accurate. What the fuck else are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna live here.
Yeah, like,
I have to go home.
Yeah, how are you getting home? You want to make a big scene and get on a no-fly list? Be my guest.
Yeah.
You can drive back from
Oh, they have so much fucking power over you.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, yeah. Would you like to fist me a little harder, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was horror stories from that, not just the kid who couldn't get his hockey bag. But they were trying to, there was 908 flights canceled that day from Dallas Fort Worth. It was a really, everyone was fucking sleeping in the airport. And so they're saucing out. The new law is you have to have some sort of compensation after so much of a delay. And that included, and with this flight, it included a hotel room. But every hotel room at Dallas Fort Worth was max capacity with fucking airline staff, with other people who'd been fucking sidelined.
And Fort Worth is like not Dallas proper.
No,
you're like in the middle of fucking nowhere at that airport.
You're out in the shit. So people were losing their minds, and some of them rightfully so, because you saw families with like little kids, and I was like, oh, this is a nightmare. Again, thinking of my kids, I'm like, this would be. I'm glad it's just me fucking farting here on my 9th bag of Bucky's Cheetos. Like, I'm good. you know. But I heard from some people the next day when we were on the plane that they had given out hotel vouchers and Uber vouchers or Lyft vouchers to get people to hotels like in the surrounding area, and they were getting dropped off at these fucking hotels. But there had been no communication between American Airlines and the hotel, so these families are getting dropped off at like 2-3 in the morning. Those hotels max occupancy.
Yeah.
So they're not at the airport. They're not through security, and they just got dropped off at a Motel 8, and they're sleeping in the fucking foyer with like their 3 kids. And I was like, this is crazy. Airline service, the like act of traveling, like they've got such a fucking firm grip of your nuts, and there's nothing you can do. And it's just fuck you.
You can't make that scene. Like I remember when they lost my golf clubs, and then they told me they found them, and then they told me in the same breath that they lost them again. And I'm at the airport, and I'm like, I'm like kind of like getting blind with rage.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I can't tell this guy what I want to tell him, because I want to look him in the eyes and say, I will fucking kill you.
I will kill you.
Like
Yeah.
I will kill you where
There
you
is
stand.
a bomb strapped.
Like, I was ready to lose it, and I
Yeah.
was like, no, because if you do that, you never get to fly on a plane again.
Yeah.
But also, this is a, like objectively horrible service that you've told me that you lost my bag and you found it and you've lost it again, and then you never found it, and I was like, okay. Like that was my outside. I was like, that's okay. That's fine.
You're in the shower the next day, like I should have said.
But I was like, I want to reach over this desk and I want to like gouge your eyes out with my thumb.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I'm so insanely mad, but I can't do that.
And in that moment, like, what are you expecting? The guy's like, actually, here's your club.
Well,
They were
that's the other.
behind the
That's the
fucking
other
counter
thing
the
is
whole
I'm
time,
looking
sir.
at this guy that's probably making like maybe $20 an hour to like tell people that their bags are gone.
Yeah.
And he is not the wizard of bags.
No.
Like he's not sorting the bags himself. He's just the guy that gets to deliver the bad news. So I try and always keep that in the back of my mind for any customer service situation. I'm like, these people work for giant faceless corporations. They probably hate WestJet more than I do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no one's happy with their job.
No. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
And they deal with it day in and day out. Like
that's
I said,
your whole job is like
They
is
canceled 900
basically
flights.
fielding upset
yeah,
people.
they've been doing that. They've been doing that all day. You're not gonna be the one that's like, you know what? I do.
I'm gonna make a difference with what I say.
Let me get the backup plane with the backup pilot, and we're gonna fly just you. And you know what? You're gonna get your dick sucked on that plane, sir. Yeah, honestly, I had excellent customer service with Canadian Border Services though. On when I finally touched down, I fucking
Did it just like sweep you through? Because I feel like the last few times I've come back, I'm like, you're just letting anybody in
oh, dude, I'm like loaded to the nines
with illegal zins.
with illegal zins, like just like absolute pure uncut nicotine. And they're like, "You're Canadian, you're white, get out of here." You know, like my guy. Give me a high five on the way out. But I have like a weird ism, and I can't crunch on a plane. Like I'll have like the worst stomach of all time. But I'm not gonna get the people up next to me. I'm not gonna go wait in line and then be told to sit down. I won't poop on a plane. I won't. I never have, never will. Okay, can't make me. I don't poop on planes. I just don't do it. You know. So I'm in that situation where like I've got to go, and like my diet living at the Dallas Fort Worth airport.
Well, there's so many healthy food options there.
Oh, dude, I was doing horrible, disgusting things to my body. So I was in a situation, and then so you get off the plane. Customs just gives you a high five. They give you the old white seal of approval, like "fuck, see you, pal." And then there's these guys from Brooks behind me. They're like, "Fucking get them." What are you trying to do? Yeah. So I'm fine.
How many zins do you have in your bag?
Oh God. And so I'm through security. And like, if you've ever come through, I know you have, you come through international at the Calgary airport, you get to the point where you finally make it through and you get through these sealed doors, these one directional doors, and come out onto a ramp. And it's where people are like there waiting, you know? And so like, there's a finality there. It's like the finality of like, I'm done my travel, but there's also the finality of like, you could never go back. And what had happened was as soon as I got off the plane, I went right to the toilet. And I like got on my phone. It had been on airplane mode for 4 days. So I booted it up, had 78 reels from you. So I was just like doing some like quality bathroom time in the customs area. And I left my fucking phone just like on toilet paper dispenser in the shitter. And so like it had my code to go get my truck out of Park and Jet. I was like supposed to tell my wife, I'm like 24 hours delayed at this point, that I've touched down. It just like everyone, my whole life is on my fucking phone. All my Trump memes. So like the door has just closed behind me. And I'm like, I don't have my phone. It's in the shitter in the spot. So I like wave down a dude and I'm like, hey, I've just had a really long day. Okay. Like a crazy long day. And I just left my phone in the shitter. And this guy's like, oh, like, oh, no. And I'm like, yeah, no, seriously, dude, I really need it. And he's like, like that's a pretty one-way street. And I was like, is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do to fucking rectify this? And he's like, go down to Canadian Border Services, which is like, whatever, down this way. There's a black phone. Pick up the black phone, wait for it to ring. Someone will answer and like plead your case. That's the best I can do for you. So I went, picked up the phone, waited, rings, guy answers. I tell him my whole fucking story, more details than he needed.
Listen, I was taking the biggest shit.
This shit was crazy. No, but I was like, I've had this crazy fucking day. I need that phone. Is there any way you can like send somebody to fucking look for my phone? You could hear him like, okay, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And then I just sat in this room for like 20 minutes. And finally dude comes out and he's like, have you been helped? Or like, are you here for something? And then it's round 3. I'm like, okay, so, and I start telling him my story and he kind of like he hurries me along. Like he doesn't give a shit. And he's like, oh, it sucks, buddy. Sounds like you're up shit creek. And I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, but you can have my phone. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. And he pulls out and it's my phone. And it was the dude and he went and got it. And he's like, ah. And I was like,
Gotcha.
oh, dude, okay, you guys rule.
Did
Sick.
you throw Matina's in? You're like, hey,
Dude, let me just open this fucking bag. I got all this contraband.
all these things I didn't declare. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that was sick. I was like, Canada rules. Yeah, kiss the ground. I get back to Canada and I was like, fuck, ever leaving. I don't travel well at all. Yeah. Fuck airports. You know what's funny is that this whole episode we were going to talk about relationship advice.
I feel like we let's kick that can to another one because I'm looking at the time on this and I'm like, let's not start a whole other topic.
No, I just think it's funny. We've been throwing it to the ADD podcast. Like we didn't even touch our material.
We had a whole plan and we're an hour and 12 minutes in.
I gotta tell you one. We won't do the relationship one, and I know on our next podcast, I'm calling our shot. Daryl is coming. We got to pick a date. We gotta get with Good Enough Gaming podcast, and we're gonna do that one. So we'll get the relationship advice, sewn away. But I was trying to come up with bits. I was trying to come up with material, and so I won't bury the lead because I know that you have an angle that we're gonna explore. But I was like, oh, it'll be funny if I go on Chat GPT and like do a bunch of prompts and get like really really stupid AI generated open source relationship advice from a fucking computer. Like that'll be a hit. So the first thing I typed in was like, I have a small penis.
Period. Enter. Just like a statement.
Yeah. Well, and there's me thinking this is gonna be so funny. So I'm like, I have a small penis. What's your relationship advice for someone like me? Okay, but here's the funny part. It comes back
With like really good advice.
I read the whole thing. It was amazing. It was so thoughtful and endearing, and like just several bulleted points about like, like focus on this. Like you need to be worried about, this part of your relationship. Relationships aren't about sex. There's so many. It's just like it was fucking sound. It was
that's way better. If somebody was like, hey, if they came up to me and they're like, hey, I have a small penis and like I'm having trouble with my relationship, I'd be like, better learn to eat puss.
Yeah. I thought it'd be so funny. No, like the most well thought out like act. I was like, oh, this is good. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, seriously, that was a shallow question. Like I need to look at myself. And then the whole fucking 9-paragraph thing that populates. I swear to God, I can't make this up. I took a screenshot to show you. It ends, and the little like chat bots like, and just know you are enough. And I was like,
I've seen like reels and shit where people are
thank
like,
you, ChatGPT,
using ChatGPT as like therapy.
Yeah.
And because obviously some people, especially if you don't have like healthcare coverage and stuff, therapy, which is something that a lot of people need, and probably more people need than are willing to admit. Like you don't have access to it because it can be expensive. And so there's like, I've seen all these reels about like, ask these prompts to ChatGPT and it will like kind of help you guide through some of these like mental health issues you might be having or life issues you might be having. And like people are raving about it.
What a sincere application. And a computer can pretend to care about you much more than a fucking person. Yeah.
And even if you don't like the result from ChatGPT, you're like, well, I paid $0 for this.
Yeah.
Like all I did was type it something.
There's a business idea in that, my guy.
It doesn't sound like there is. It sounds like you can do it for free on ChatGPT.
I can't wait for that phone call. So I'm taking these iced tea crystals. Hey, ChatGPT, I got this lights out idea.
Fuck, I should. Oh God, there's another idea. We should just pitch business ideas to ChatGPT and ask them to rate them.
No, because we're gonna get great answers.
It's gonna be like, listen,
It's gonna be like, you guys
like
have a
it's
problem.
gonna let you down so easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Dex, you are enough.
thanks, buddy.
We're off to Kananaskis. Double tea time.
Off to Kananaskis.
Gonna go lose some money. Gonna go cold plunge. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
And look out for us on the next one. Hopefully with guest. And you know what?
Come out to the finals of
Oh,
the
yeah, plug it
comedy
up.
showdown at Hubtown,
Plug it up. Give me dates.
August 16th. You're out of town.
I'm such an asshole.
You're out of town, but other listeners might not be.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I'm your ride or die. I've missed lots. Yeah, my bad.
It's
So-
the finals. Come out if you want to support me or the other comedians. I don't care, but come out.
And if you
The last one
if you
was like-
win, you get. There's another one though, right?
No, I think this is the last one.
But hold on. So is this going to be the outside patio
Yeah,
dish?
yeah.
Oh man, I'm willing to cancel my family trip for this.
Yeah, this, weather permitting. Like the last two have been like horribly rainy nights, and the last one was actually probably the like most poorly attended one, but it was like downpouring. So I think people were just, and then also I think some comedians didn't want to make the trek.
Yeah.
So it was like poorly attended from like audience and comedian standpoint.
You're really selling it.
Well, but the
This
next one's
one's
going to
gonna
be
be
so
different.
nice. We're going to have nice weather. I'm going to manifest it, and we're going to be out on the patio doing the finals.
Hell yeah. Okay, August 16th. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.